Hey everybody, Lewis here, Rshackbbq and other things. Well, that's another one of those other things video. Like I don't have enough time on my hands or projects. Went ahead and bought another project. It's right here behind me. To show you what I bought.
Regulators! Mount up!
Alright, what I picked up was a 1993 Bayliner Capri 2050 with a 4.3 liter LX motor. This is a Bayliner Olympic limited edition. And it's got this nice cover on it. You know, it's a inboard outboard stern drive motor. Well, let's go to the other side here. I'm just bringing stuff out to put in it. But yeah, she's pretty clean. And, you know, we really like it. Hopefully we can get her on the water soon. But I got a couple things got some things I'm gonna change out on it, and I'll show you what it looks like without the cover on it. Let me get this unsnapped. I've had a few boats over the years. Most of them have been 18 footers. This is actually my third, I think, yeah, third Bayliner. I like Bayliners. They seem to be good recreational boats. My wife and I, we enjoy fishing, and we also enjoy just pleasure boating. So I thought the price was right on this, and the size of it is right. So I was like, hey, might as well pick it up. So I'm not going to take the cover off any farther than that for right now. We'll hop up in here and take a look at it. So I'm going to put in a video here of when I first brought it home, and I was just going through different checks of things. Sorry, my glasses are microphone there. Hopefully it's not cutting out. So it's got a little cubby in here. Let's just open that up so you can see what it looks like. There's a little porta potty in there. This was sitting outside. The cover was on it, but I need to get in here with a vacuum and vacuum it all out. That's the cubby. And then, of course, you have the controls over here on this side. First thing I did is I had this fish finder, depth finder for one of my other boats, and I put it on here. I still need to wire up the transducer part of it, but yeah, I've already got power to it. The fuse box is actually right behind here in the cubby, so that was real easy to get wired in there. Really a no good place for putting that, so I just kind of mounted it over here, and there you go. You can see it all powered up. It has a stereo down here. Yeah, stereo down here. It all works. So we know that works. Yeah, I'm going to turn this off. So I'm going to put in a video here of turn it a little bit, see if we get some noise. We're getting power, but I don't hear, you know, the normal. Let's check the horn. Got horn. Bilge. No bilge. There's the noise we're looking for. So we got power. Let's just check the gauges. Doesn't really show anything in the fuel. It says the fuel's full. It says it's got plenty of juice. There's the noise. Alright, we got juice. So now let me get water hooked up to it, and we'll turn it over and see what happens. Alright, I don't know if you can see, but right back here is where the starter is. It's corroded in there. So I'm gonna see if I can pop that bolt off and clean it up. It's gonna be a pain in the butt, but because I got the fuel line right here and another line here. I don't know what this is for, but we got to get up there and see if we can clean that up. I think that's what's keeping it from wanting to fire over, because it's just not connected. It's corroded. So stand by. Here's the situation. Figured out it's a 15 millimeter nut that's holding the positive wires on that starter down there. And I can get a 15 millimeter socket on it, but there's just not enough room to get a good bite and break that nut loose. Went in my toolbox for an open end box wrench. I have a 14 and I have a 17. I don't know why there's not a 15 on there. It came that way. So I'm making a list of things I need to get. Need to get a 15 millimeter open end box wrench, and need to get power steering fluid. But what I did is I soaked that starter cable bolt with some, well, basically WD-40, but it's a wire connector cleaner. So I'm going to hook up the battery again and just see if that cleans some of that corrosion away enough to see if this thing even turns over. Then we will go from there. Yeah, I got other things I got to do tonight, so I got to get some meat prepped up for a cook overnight, and then the wife wants to go out to dinner, so we're going to do that. But I want to hook up the battery real quick. I might even try to see if I can turn the engine over by hand. I don't know if that's even possible. I'm not going to hook up or turn the water on again. I'm just going to hit the start, the power, and see if she wants to turn over. So let me get the battery hooked back. Doing different checks and seeing what works and what doesn't work. The guy, they had the carburetor rebuilt. They had the outdrive gone through, and the gimbal bearing replaced. All the fluids have been replaced. What's neat about this motor, this particular one, it has a coolant tank on it. So winterizing it is fairly easy compared to other ones where you have to drain all the waters out of everything. This one has a circulation of coolant in it. Although I'll probably back it into the shop for the winter. Be fairly easy to winterize. But what I found when I put the key on and went to start it, it wouldn't start. And I was like, oh, what did I just buy? So I started watching YouTube videos and trying to diagnose why I'm getting a no start. The starter clicked, but it wouldn't turn over. So I bought a new solenoid slave. I think they call it a slave solenoid for the starter, which is up on the, actually by the carburetor. Replaced that, still no start. So then I ordered a new starter, and let me tell you something. I was able to get the old starter out, but fighting three things. One is being left-handed and not being able to get flexibility would be another one, not being able to get both hands down in there. And the third thing would be my age. I fought with that probably 20.7 curse words. And I just could not get it to put the new starter on. So I broke down and took it to our local boat sales service place and paid them handsomely to put in the starter. And now let's see what happens. All right, there's the key, and turn it all the way to on, and let's just see what happens. So you can see I'm not going to actually start it, but now it wants to fire. So I let it run for a half hour. Once I got it back, I hooked up the water line to it and everything so I wouldn't cause any damages. And I let it run for a half hour and it ran just fine. But what I did find is the blower, which blows out all the gas fumes, it's not working. A minute, the key ignition horn is going to go off, but yeah, the blower motor is not working, and the bilge pump isn't working. So there's the key motive, but the bilge. I'm going to turn that off. The bilge, and the blower motors, both of them don't work. I pulled this off. I looked at the connections there, checked the fuses. Everything looks good. I do have a new blower and a new bilge pump. I ordered them. I'll get those replaced. I'm going to hook up my voltmeter, see if I'm getting power back there to them first. The horn works. Everything else works. The lights work. We're all good there. It's just these two, and these are kind of critical. So we'll get these working. I'll get them diagnosed. Those I can do. So not too worried about those. I'll get them replaced. I'll get this vacuumed out. And yeah, I think we got ourselves a good runner here. There's a few things that I need to do. I bought a battery switch to where I can turn off the power to the battery. And then if I did dual batteries, I can either have it on battery 1 or battery 2, or have it draw from both batteries. I need to get that switch hooked up so when it's just sitting here, excuse me, I can shut the battery completely off and not worry about, if that fish finder or the radio gets accidentally left on and they draw battery while they're sitting here. If I have that switch off, there's no power. So I need to do that. And then I need to put in the battery I bought for it. It's a Marine RV battery, but it's a 29 series, an M29, which means it's kind of a long battery. So it doesn't fit in the standard battery plastic box. So I bought a new battery strap system. I need to get that put on. And then like the transom tie downs, I bought new tie downs for it. And then the winch strap, I got a new winch strap just because, it's sitting over there in what I call the coast or the Seattle side of the state. And where it's raining and you get mildew and it's not good for all that. Those rust out, and the strap material breaks down over time. So I went ahead and just bought new ones. They're fairly cheap. So we'll replace those. And then, of course, I bought fishing rod holders and things like that. But today, the main thing is showing that at least I got it running. Had to pay for it, but yeah, that's done. The good news is that the starter I did buy was the correct starter, so there was no issues there. And then I just got to get the blower motor and the bilge pump working, and then yeah, we should be good to go. And then finish running the transducer for the depth finder, fish finder, and then vacuum it out tomorrow. I have some time, probably work on that, and then Friday some more time. Be a couple weeks before I can actually get this tested and on the water. We've got plenty of catering gigs being that time of year, and another thing, I buy another thing for the summer, and we're always busy. But I'm hoping that we've got the Columbia River right here. We've got all kinds of lakes. During the midweek, we can just go down, relax, get out on the water and enjoy this. Whereas like the travel trailer, we have to plan a trip for that. And we got a big one coming up later this year that we blocked out time in our schedule to go camping, and that'll be a lot of fun. But with the boat, we're hoping we can just, a Tuesday afternoon, hey, let's just go down and get on the water and just go drop it down and run her around. So anyhow, I'm going to try to do a couple things real quick, little things on here. But I wanted to show you that I got it actually running and talk about why I got it and what the plans are. So yeah, thanks for watching. I can always say, you may want to do this too. This might be a little more of a harder decision. To definitely talk to your significant other before you go and just buy a boat like me. I have to really, yeah. Anyway, we'll get into that at some other time. She really didn't know I was getting it until I told her. Anyhow, thanks for watching. Till next time, my friends. Boat on.